Yeah.
Put that over there.
Yeah, for purposes.
Okay.
Not have a project do that.
Oh, you were.
Hey.
I thought he was out on the phone somewhere, and I was waiting to hear you guys knock on the door.
He was sitting
And I was
outside.
like, "There's no one else."
I think that's a pretty good deal though, $250 for that thing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so I took a chance of telling her what you were paying for the other one.
Mm-hmm.
And then she came back, and at first she was like, well, I'd like to get at least 500 for it. And I was just like, well, you know, he's being very cost conscious, and he has what he can get for 200.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, and unprompted, she's like, okay, I'll let it go. 250 is better than holding on to it. It is. I mean,
It's a very quality.
It's exactly what you get at the airport.
where else it would be zero?
Yeah. That's true.
No, that's what I told you last time. There's no market.
Was she not
No.
hoping any
I mean,
selling it?
who else
or-
uses
I don't think
the
she
lot?
tried something.
Like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
All right. That's
Especially now.
I know. Well, we're not gonna do a lot of these stuff, except for at the very beginning. I was gonna do starting in this position, so I was wondering if maybe you could do like that. See if that works.
getting super creative with teaching the kids with a pillow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wish you would tell me so I could just have it ready.
Oh, is that a bit cool? There's Rose. Hi, Rose. Hi, bit cool.
Hey, Rose.
Hey,
Does that work?
I got
You want to showcase Melissa?
You already have it.
Hi, bit cool.
Rose, are those your new mats?
yes, I'm so excited.
Nice. Yeah, she got mats for her guest room.
Good.
I like it, Rose. No more rug burn.
I got to use them yesterday for jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, probably.
And they were really good.
Little sharp.
No, I'm making my dinner at
All right.
No yoga for the shark?
Melissa, do you want the camera here?
Yeah.
Okay. You're up.
I think so.
Yeah.
Maybe bring it up.
All right.
Okay, we're actually gonna start kneeling down, but I have a belt here just because I want to show some modifications. We're gonna take this position for several different transitions. So if that is difficult on me or the reach, then make sure you have a belt close by. But we'll start in a kneeling position. So imagine that you're just like getting into somebody's guard, you're in this sort of kneeling position. You got a lot. Like put it in between your feet. There you go. Is that okay? Are you okay? All right. So take a deep breath. Let your eyes close. Let your hands relax on top of your knees. Let it go. 2 more times, just to kind of change the energy. One more nice deep breath. And let your eyes open. We're going to do a kneeling version of a cat-cow. So when you come forward on your inhale, really let your shoulders come back and lift your chest. And with your exhale, let your shoulders roll forward as you pull your belly in. You should feel your pelvis tilting forward and back also. As you roll forward, chest comes up, shoulders back. As you exhale, draw your belly in, let your shoulders relax. Okay, Bobby? Inhale. Exhale. 2 more times. Inhale. One. Come back to a neutral spine. Take your right hand out to the side. So reach your right hand away from you, and with your inhale, reach your left arm up and over. As you reach up and over, you can stay up on your right fingertips. You can come down onto your hands. See what feels good to you. But check in with your right shoulder, the bottom shoulder. See that it's away from your ear. As you breathe, turn and look down. You're going to stay in this position with the bottom hand, but modify the top hand. With your breath in, reach your top hand up, sweep it around, and tuck it behind your back. So you're still leaned over to the right. You're still looking down. Now we're looking for a different stretch in the left shoulder. Take a breath. Good. With your inhale, come up out of it. And get ready for the other side. Reach your left hand out to the side. Inhale your right arm up and over. Once you're there, again, you can decide. You can come down onto your hand. You can stay up on your fingertips. See what feels good. Keep your left shoulder relaxed and away from your ear. Turn and look down at the floor, maybe just a little bit in front of your bottom hand. We're going to stay in the same position with the bottom hand, but with your inhale, reach the top hand up, circle it around, and tuck it behind your back. You can even let your ear drop a little bit more to your shoulder, looking for a stretch in the side of your neck, maybe into your trap and your shoulder. Good, one more breath. And release on the inhale, come back up. Do one more pose in this position, then we'll take it to standing. Take an inhale and sit up tall. With your exhale, slide your right hand back to your hip, and then reach across to your left. So we're taking it into a twist. With your right hand, the one that's back, use your palm to press against your hip a little bit. And really think about pushing your elbow back. So the elbow should be pointed as much as it can behind you. Take one more breath. And with your exhale, release the twist. Start to go to the other side. So left hand comes around to your hip, right hand reaches across. Use your right palm to press, or your left palm to press against the back of your hip. And think about drawing your elbow back. One more breath. And with your exhale, release. Good, then take your time, transition to standing. Give your legs a little shake. That was a lot of time with the legs compressed. Once you come up to standing, take your feet a little bit wide. Wider than shoulder width. We'll go hands to hips.
Like this lady's on
Kick your way to your left and then kick your right foot up. So you're just alternating, kind of kicking yourself in the bottom. Shift your weight from side to side. We're going to do some stretches for the quads.
I couldn't find the pole for it.
Next time you shift to the left, pick up your right foot and grab hold of it. Make this a nice open grab. So you're not trying to squeeze your heel in towards your bottom. Keep it open and use your foot to pull your shoulder into an opening. So almost like the twist we did from kneeling. The shoulder is open. All your foot's doing is helping bring it into that open position. One more breath. And release. Switch your weight to the other side. So shift your weight, pick up your foot, and keep the shape nice and open. So you have hold of the foot, but your foot is pressing back, pulling your shoulder into an open position. Good, take one more breath. And release, stay in this wide leg position, just wider than shoulder width. Inhale, sweep your arms out and up. Exhale, bend your knees as you sweep your arms out and down, fold forward. Keep your knees bent and let your torso relax into a forward fold. deep breath in through your nose. Let it out your mouth. One more time, deep breath in. Let it out. With your next inhale, roll up to standing. All right, bring your feet in so they're hip distance apart. We're going to use that kick back as a transition. Start with hands on hips. With your inhale, pick your left foot up, or right foot up behind you, like you're kicking yourself in the bottom, and then step it back, coming into your high lunge. Next inhale, arms up, high crescent lunge. Exhale, cactus arms. Good, inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands down to the floor. Inhale, left hand reaches up, twist towards your front knee. Good, one more breath. Exhale, bring your left hand down. As you step forward, shift your weight into your left foot and kick yourself in the bottom again with the right foot, then bring it back down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, all the way up, arms up. Exhale, arms down, hands come to hips. Inhale, kick your left heel back behind you, then reach it way back, come into your high lunge. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, right arm reaches up. Look up past your fingertips. One more breath. With your exhale, bring your hand down. As you shift your weight forward into your right foot, kick your left heel up and back, and then set it down. Good, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, all the way up, arms up. Exhale, release. Good. We're gonna do a similar structure, but take it a little bit different. So this time when you kick your heel back, you're gonna grab for it. So pick up the right heel, grab the outside, or you can always use your strap. The way I like to use a strap is to make a loop, find the foot, and then pull it up. So whatever position you're in, you have your foot lifted. Bring your other hand to your hip, and bring the knees in the same line. So knees are together, or at least the same forward and back. With your inhale, squeeze your right glute, and then think about pressing your right knee forward a little bit. Inhale. Exhale. Good, with control. Release your right foot, step it way back, find your high lunge. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, left hand comes to your hip, right hand reaches across. The same twist we did from a kneeling position. So using the left hand to push on your back of your hip, and then right hand reaching across. With your next inhale, face forward, both arms up, high crescent lunge. Exhale, bring your hands down to the mat. With your inhale, straighten your left leg so your forehead reaches down towards your knee. Your right heel can stay lifted. This is a modification of the pyramid pose. If you want a little IT bench stretch, like maybe Rose has been doing a lot of running, take both of your hands and walk into the outside of your left foot. So you're kind of doing a reach and a twist while in this fold. If you've taken the reach, then walk your hands back to center, so one hand on either side of your front foot. When you're ready to inhale, step forward, put your weight in your left foot, keep your right heel up and back, and then set it down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, all the way up to stand, arms up. Exhale, release. Good, same thing on the other side. Right hand to hip, left hand grabs for the foot or the strap, which hooks around the foot. Take your first breath or two just to find balance. Then once you're there, check in with your knees. Start with the knees together or at least on the same plane. With your inhale, engage your left glute. Squeeze your glute and then shift your knee forward slightly. So left knee comes forward only when you've activated the glute. Good. On your next breath, release the foot but keep it lifted, and then with control, step back to find your high crescent lunge. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, find that twist. Right hand comes to your hip, left hand reaches across. Use your right hand to give a little bit of pressure on the back of your right hip as your right shoulder and elbow reach back. On your next inhale, face forward, arms up, high crescent lunge. Exhale, hands come down to the floor. Inhale, start to straighten the front leg. Doesn't matter if it gets all the way straight, moving in that direction. Keep your back heel lifted, and then if you want to explore that IT band stretch, walk both hands to the outside of your right foot. So you're reaching across and forward. If you've taken a reach, walk your hands back to center, one hand on either side of your front foot. With your inhale, shift your weight forward into your right foot, kick your left heel up. Exhale, set your left foot down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, all the way up, arms up. Exhale, arms down. And we're going to progress with the quad stretch a little bit. You can always take the same version and not add on to it. So I'll show you the add-on. You can always go back to the first version. So starting with your hand, this time turns out. Palm turns out. As you pick your foot up, reach for the inside of your foot. If that doesn't work for you, you can always grab the outside. So your hand should be where your arch is. If that doesn't work for your shoulder, you can always reach the outside. Good. With your inhale, look forward and find something to look at that's not moving. Then lift your left arm up. Start to tip your body forward. So your right foot reaches back, just like we did in the very beginning, and your left arm actively reaches forward. Think of this as equal and opposing forces. Right foot presses back, left arm reaches forward. On your next inhale, come up. With your exhale, step your foot back, find your high crescent lunge. Inhale, reach your arms up. With your exhale, we're going to find a twist. You can take the same twist, or if you want to progress, bring your palms together, lean your torso forward, and then hook your right elbow on the outside of your left knee. Release whatever twist you took on an inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, hands come down to the floor. With your inhale, take your weight in your left foot, kick your right heel up, and this time extend your right leg, come into a standing split. Take one breath. Exhale, forward fold, set your right foot down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Strong inhale, all the way up to stand, arms up. Exhale, arms down. We'll take the same thing on the other side. So start with palm out, or grab your strap. You're gonna pick up your left foot and grab for the arch side, the inside of your foot. Think about actively rolling your left shoulder open. Once you pick your spot to look at, then lift your right arm. And as you reach forward, really kick your left foot back. As you're kicking your left foot back, let it pull your shoulder, your left shoulder back with it. Right shoulder and right arm reach forward. Equal amount of energy, reaching forward and reaching back. Inhale, slowly come up out of it. Exhale, step back, find your high crescent lunge. Inhale, lift your arms. Exhale, find your twist. You can take the gentle twist, or you can progress hands together. Hook your left elbow on the outside of your right knee. One more breath. Next, inhale, high crescent lunge, both arms up. Exhale, hands down to the floor. Inhale, shift forward, kick your left heel up, and then straighten your left leg, find a standing split. Take one more breath. With your exhale, forward fold, set your left foot down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, strongly up to stand. Exhale, arms down. Good, one more sequence with a similar structure. You can always take any version that we've done previously. So this time when you grab for the right foot, you're gonna try to grab it with both hands. So one hand on either side of the foot. So both hands reaching back, shoulders back, elbows back. And we're still gonna do the kick back. So find your place to look. And as you kick your right foot back, it's gonna create a little bit of a back bend. Try to make that come more from your shoulders and your upper back. You can always incorporate your belt here. With your next inhale, stand but keep the right foot lifted. Exhale, step back, high crescent lunge. Good, breath in. Exhale, find your twist. If you want to try the next step for the twist, it would be taking your bottom hand and reaching it down toward the floor. If you feel like your shoulder's not all the way in, then don't do that. So if your shoulder's all the way rotated over your left knee, you can reach that hand down. Next step from there would be reaching your left hand up toward the ceiling. Take one more breath. With your exhale, release the twist. Inhale, high crescent lunge. Exhale, hands down to the floor. Inhale, shift your weight to your left foot, right heel lifts, and then straighten the right leg, find a standing split. Take one more breath. Exhale your right foot down into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, arms down. Good, just one more, you already know what's coming. So reaching for the left foot. Either use your belt or reach with both hands. You can take any version that we did earlier also. So find your spot to look at. Once you're there, as your left foot starts to kick back, let it bring your shoulders back with it. Think about your chest reaching forward as your foot kicks back. With your next inhale, come to standing, keep the left foot lifted. Exhale, step back, high lunge. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, find your twist. Once you're in the twist, you can decide whether you want to extend the bottom arm. So left hand can reach down, maybe right arm reaches up. One more breath. With your exhale, release your twist. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands come down to the floor. Inhale, shift your weight forward into your right leg. Kick your left heel up. Straighten the left leg, find a standing split. Take one breath. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, all the way up, arms up. Exhale, arms down. Good. Take your feet wide, wider than shoulder width, with your toes pointed out. With your inhale, arms up into star. Exhale, hips reach back. Let your chest come forward as you swan dive into a forward fold. Inhale to reverse that as you stand up. Reach your arms out and up. Good. Inhale. Exhale, shift your hips back. Reach your arms out and down. One more time, up and down. Inhale up. Go right into your next forward fold. This time, stay in the forward fold. Decide if you like your foot position. You can go wider or narrower. Keep the toes pointed slightly out. Take both of your hands and walk them over towards your right foot. So reach more through your left hand. Take one more breath. With your exhale, transition your hands. Walk your hands through center and then over to the other side. Hands walk to the left. Reach even more through your right hand. One more breath. With your exhale, come back to center. Bend your knees and roll up to standing, but keep your legs nice and wide. So with the legs nice and wide, we're just going to start shifting from side to side. Toes point slightly out. See if you can stay in a little bit of a squat as you shift. The next time you find yourself going to the right, come into a modification of a side angle. So your right arm comes to your right knee, left arm reaches up. It's not quite a side angle because of the foot position. Use your right elbow to press your right knee back. See if you can lift out of your right shoulder a little bit. Take one more breath. With your exhale, release. Shift to the other side. So shift over, left elbow comes to left knee, and the right arm reaches up. Use your left elbow to open that left knee back a little bit. One more breath. With your exhale, release, come back to center. Let your hands come down to the floor. Heel toe your feet together. And then walk hands forward and feet back to come into a down dog. Deep breath in through your nose. Let it out your mouth. One more time, cleansing breath. Let your knees come down to the floor and find a child's pose or a version of a child's pose that feels good. We're going to come up to hands and knees. We're going to do a pose that we did last week, where you have one foot forward and then you reach for the foot of the back leg. If that's not good for your knees, then you're going to do lying down, reaching for one foot, and working on that hip flexor quad stretch from the lying down position. If you want to try it with your knee on the floor, keep the left knee down, step your right foot forward. You're going to take a little bit longer of a stance than you would for a regular low lunge. Starting from the high position, keep your left hand on your knee so it's reaching across. Pick up your left foot and reach your right arm back. So we're looking for a stretch in the front of the left hip flexor. If you're not feeling it, you can always lift your foot more by bending your right elbow. If you need more of a shoulder stretch or a chest opener, you can use your foot to pull your arm back. Take one more breath. Release it on the exhale. And make your transition to the other side. Good, so if your right knee is down, left foot steps a little bit further forward than you normally would for a low lunge. Take your right hand across to your left knee, and then pick up your right foot, reach for it with your left hand. Once you're in the stretch, then you can play around a little bit. See if it feels good to bring your foot closer into your bottom, or maybe you use your foot to help draw your shoulder back. Take one more breath. And with an exhale, release. Good, from wherever you are, make your way to a down dog. And start to pedal your legs. Bend one knee, straighten the other. Shift your weight from side to side. With your next inhale, plant your left foot, pick your right foot up off the floor. Pick up your right heel even more like you're trying to kick yourself in the bottom, and then lift your right knee and right hips. Create a scorpion tail. With your inhale, reach your right foot up toward the ceiling. Exhale, step your right foot down. Good, inhale, left foot lifts. Lift the foot first, then keep lifting your foot like you're kicking yourself in the rear. Lift your left hip and knee. Inhale, left foot up toward the ceiling. Exhale, left foot down. Good, inhale. Exhale, let your knees come down. Find a child's pose. Slowly come up out of your child's pose. Swing your legs around and make your way onto your back. Once you come onto your back, hug your knees into your chest. You can grab on top of the knees or behind the thighs and give your knees a little rock from side to side. Keep your right knee into your chest, but set your left foot down on the floor like you were getting ready to do a bridge with the left leg. Cross your right leg over your left. So you can do thighs together, or you could do ankle across the knee. We're going to go into a lower body twist. Take your arms out like a T, and then let both legs drop to the left. Stay here for 5 or 6 breaths. See if you can use the breath in the pose. With your next inhale, engage your core. Use your core strength to bring your knees back to center. Uncross the right leg and set your right foot down on the floor. Cross your left leg over any amount. Could be thighs together, could be ankle across knees. See what feels good to you. Lower body twist to the other side. Let your knees drop to the right. Yeah. A few more breaths here. Use the breath to check in with your body and see if there's anything that you could let go. With your next inhale, engage your core. Bring your knees back to center. Uncross your legs and set both feet flat on the floor. Getting ready for a bridge pose. Take your arms along the side of your body. Have your pinky fingers on the floor so your thumbs face up toward the ceiling. That rolls your shoulders back and opens your chest. Scoot your heels in close to your glutes but without forcing. Imagine that you're trying to connect your fingers and your heels. With an inhale, tuck your tailbone, press your low back down to the floor, and then start to lift your hips. Once you're in your bridge, maybe you want to walk your shoulder blades under your back. If your hands reach one another, you can interlace your fingers, clasp your hands, and press your knuckles down towards your heels. While you're in the bridge, breathe into the open part of your front body. Feel your belly lift forward with your inhale and exhale. Hold an imaginary soccer ball between your knees. See if you can relax your toes on the floor. Create some energy of bringing your heels deeper into the floor and closer to your body. Take one more breath. And with an exhale, release it slowly. Take a full breath and try to come down one vertebrae at a time. Scoot your feet a little bit away from your body. Separate your feet a little wider and let your knees rock from side to side, like windshield wipers. Not Professor Myron windshield wipers. These are gentle windshield wipers. Good. And then bring the bottoms of your feet together. Let your knees come out wide. We're going to stay here for a few breaths to close the practice. Your hands can rest on your belly. Your hands could rest on your inner thighs. You could go arms out like a T, cactus arms, arms overhead. Try different arm positions and see what feels good to your body. As you stay in this final pose and relax, let your breathing return to an easy, normal rhythm. Inhale and exhale through your nose. Feel your shoulder blades and your head grounded. Feel your sitting bones on the floor. With your eyes closed, you can imagine that your knees are almost touching the floor. Maybe they are touching the floor. You feel any tension start to creep into your body. That's where you direct your inhale. You inhale into the tension, almost feel like you're increasing it before you exhale and let some of it go. Keep your eyes closed, but reach your hands to the outside of your thighs and use your hands to help lift your knees back to center. Reach your arms overhead like a good morning stretch. Take a deep breath in, and with your exhale, let go. Roll onto your side, and then use your hand to help transition up to seated. Once you're in seated, you can open your eyes. Take your arms out, sweep your arms out and up with an inhale. Exhale, palms together. Good. Thank you for sharing the yoga practice with me this evening. We'll see you on Thursday. Namaste. Bye guys, thank you. They're all muted, I think. Bye guys. Somebody did a chat. I don't know what they said.
Was somebody chatting?
Yes.
Oh, is that you, Vipul?
Oh, okay.
Oh.
He disappeared.
Yeah, I had a work call kind of in between, sorry.
Yeah, I saw you disappear. I saw the chat, but I didn't want to go check it to see.
We didn't. Thank you, Vipul.
We'll see you Thursday.
See you
Thursday.
Thursday.
Bye.
Bye.